Welcome to CoreCon Today for September 21st, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories from the past day, and being Saturday, we look back at some of the biggest stories from the past week and answer your questions. Now, if you want to learn more about these stories, I'll put a link to each story in the order we talk about them down in the show notes down below so you can read them for yourself, come up with your own opinions. We'll love to hear from you. If you are new here, hey, do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It's a huge help because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high costs of cable TV. Well, before we get into it, don't forget about our giveaway. We're giving away a Channel Master Stream Plus DVR, a smart antenna from Channel Master, and a $100 Hulu gift card. This is a great deal. There's many ways to enter. You don't have to do all of them, but the more ways you do, the more entries you get. Now, I'll put a link to the giveaway down below if you want a chance to win the DVR, antenna, and a Hulu gift card. And a special thank you to Channel Master for donating towards this giveaway. All right, here's a few stories that broke yesterday after we recorded the video yesterday before we dive into the stories from the past week. Sinclair locals could go dark on AT&T services, including DirecTV, Uverse, AT&T TV Now, and more next week. Apparently, they could have gone dark today or this weekend, but Sinclair and AT&T have agreed to a 7-day extension. So until September 27, they now have to strike a deal. Now, this is a temporary extension. Sinclair says they pushed for a 5-week extension. AT&T only agreed to a 7-day extension. This comes after a possible blackout popped up between Disney and AT&T. Now, that one hasn't officially been resolved, but all signs point to a long-term, at least extension right now, if not a long-term permanent deal. Now, Sinclair, which is one of the largest owners of local TV stations, is having a similar issue with them. Sinclair also owns like the Tennis Channel and more, so this could conceivably include more than just ABC, NBC, Fox, and more locals. Now, again, this is one of those things. AT&T was very clear a couple weeks ago that, hey, we expect more blackouts. A lot of contracts are coming up for renewal, and they said they're going to hold the line. They don't want to raise prices, which is, for cord cutters, that's great. The tough part is they're being extremely aggressive. This is resulting in a higher than normal number of threatened blackouts and more. So we're going to be following this story very closely all week. So check back for more CoreCon news. Make sure to watch corecarsnews.com for any updates on this. And we'll let you know if we hear anything from AT&T or Sinclair that maybe a deal has been reached, or if this deal does lapse and it does go dark, we'll have a full story to cover that also. All right, let's dive into some of the biggest stories happening from the past week. And one of the biggest stories that's happened in the past week is crackdown on piracy. There has been a major effort to crack down on piracy right now because in the past there was a purely civil actions taken against them. Recently in Europe and Canada and the UK, we've seen efforts to charge pirate service operators with criminal charges. And in the US, this is starting to happen. So let's kind of take a look at some of the stories that are happening in the world of the crackdown on piracy. And keep a close eye on this. For a while, there was always this, just pirate it, not a big deal. Well, it seems like media companies and now even governments have taken notice of this movement towards piracy and said, not so fast, we're going to go here and we're going to try to crack it down. So, first of all, Best Buy and Staples are being sued for selling piracy devices and encouraging it in Canada. The Super Channel, which is a premium TV network in Canada, has filed suit against 4 retailers, including Best Buy and Staples, for selling pirated devices and having their staff on the show floor encourage it. According to a video they posted, they have video of employees there being like, hey, buy this device, we'll give you free movies and TV shows. It wasn't just that this device was capable of downloading it, but these devices came preloaded with piracy content. Now, this is a major case here because, in the past, it's always been like, well, these companies didn't know necessarily, they sold a product, but are they responsible for what software was installed on that product? Amazon and others here in the States have been cracking down on this. So has Best Buy and others. But now this lawsuit says they're not doing enough. They're still selling this stuff in stores. And their employees are encouraging people to pirate content. Landmark case here, because if this wins, you can definitely look for companies like Walmart, Amazon, and more to become much more aggressive in trying to keep pirate devices out there. And a lot of people say, well, you know, Amazon sells Fire TV devices. Well, Amazon actually does crack down on people who are selling those, you know, jailbroken, I think a lot of people call them, which is not really true. They're just preloaded with piracy apps on there. So they have been moving to crack down on that. But if this passes, look for them to become extremely aggressive in this. Look for Facebook and more, because no one wants to end up in a lawsuit because somebody sold something in their store or on their website. We also this week had a major police sting where they shut down the back-end service called Extreme Codes, which offered a package to basically go create your own IPTV service. And this has reportedly taken over 50 million customers' IPTV services offline. Now, I got a lot of comments this week. While mine isn't offline, I got a lot of comments from people who said that theirs are offline. Now, just because they took off a huge player in this market didn't mean they took down every IPTV service. It does seem, though, that they've definitely made a major blow to the IPTV market. And more importantly, they got the names, information, according to the police, of some of the resellers and even the customers. This was not a small service. There were 50 million people subscribing through this service through multiple different resellers. And according to this, when the raid happened, 800,000 people were watching TV and 50 million people had subscribed at some point. So that's pretty huge. This was a significant takedown in multiple countries that has disrupted. How long will it disrupt? We'll wait and see. The thing I'm most interested in right now is what happens a month from now. Will they take this information they gained? Will they take these customer records that they reportedly got and now go after the resellers, maybe after the end users? People laugh at that, but Dish has already been threatening lawsuits against people who they got their hands on, who they said subscribe to IPTV services, with letters that say, hey, pay this fine or we're going to file a lawsuit against you. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. It'll be interesting to see the long-term ramifications here. And we're not done. In the US, we've mostly done civil cases, lawsuits against companies who sold pirated devices or encouraged piracy. Now, a few weeks ago, we learned that IStream It All and a Jetflix were convicted or were charged by a federal grand jury, innocent until proven guilty. Keep that in mind, of running a pirate service out there. And now this is 8 people, and when this happened, IStream It All was still up and running. Well, now the FBI has officially seized IStream It All and shut it down. So the FBI is moving in. They are going after IStream It All, and they're going for criminal charges against them, including money laundering, which will be very interesting to see how this plays out. Now, again, this is a major step forward. If the FBI and the Department of Justice wins this case, and they are able to go out there and have a precedent here, like, hey, if they ran a piracy case, they got jail time. That could allow them to go after other people. Would this discourage other people from launching similar services? This idea that it's legal as long as you're streaming it has been one of those that's been floating around. This case is going to kind of put that to rest one way or the other. Is streaming legal? Now, you know my thoughts. That argument so far in civil court has not held up on that case. But it'll be interesting to see if there's an official federal case at this that really breaks this down and looks at what this means for cord cutters. So let me know. There is a coordinated, heavy effort to crack down on piracy right now, to crack down on IPTV, to crack down on these on-demand services. So let me know what your experiences are. Are you concerned about this? Are you happy it's happening? Do you think this is good for cord cutting or bad for cord cutting? Let me know what you think. A few other stories I thought were interesting. Roku's new survey has said that 98% of cord cutters say they will never go back to cable TV. Overwhelmingly, the comments on the videos have said the same thing. I have cord cutting and I will never go back. One of the things I find most interested here is 2/3 of cord cutters say they wish they had done it sooner. 74% of cord cutters say cord cutting was easier than cable TV. More convenient, maybe a better way to say that. So I find that interesting. You know, all the arguments, you might as well go back to cable, it's cheaper, it's better, on and on and on, to me never held up. And according to you, the readers, it hasn't either, because the vast majority of cord cutters say they prefer streaming versus a traditional pay TV program. And that's, I think, the real cause here. You know, streaming offers a lot of benefits, a lot of content you can't get on cable, and a lot of freedom you can't get with cable. Not having all the required hardware and more. So let me know, how long have you been a cord cutter? Do you wish you did it earlier? Would you ever go back to cable TV? Let's say in theory it ever did become cheaper. Would you go back? Or do you love the content? Because remember, a lot of this content, you go back to cable, you can't get what's on Netflix. You can't get what's on Disney Plus. You can't get all these other services content out there. So let me know what you think. Would you go back or would you not go back? Acorn TV, which is a great British TV streaming service on demand, has announced that they've hit 1 million subscribers. This is now owned by AMC Networks and includes a huge collection of British television. I know a lot of people absolutely love it, are very happy with it, and they hit 1 million subscribers. So let me know, do you use it, and what's your little review of it? And lastly, a story for next week to keep an eye on. On the 25th of September, Amazon will be holding an event to announce new hardware. We're kind of expecting new Echoes, maybe a new Fire tablet, and a possible new Fire TV stick, maybe a Fire TV recast refresh. We're not 100% sure, but Cord Cutters News will be here covering it all. So make sure to watch cordcuttersnews.com, because that's where we post all the stories first. And a lot of the stories that we talk about here are just a few of the stories we publish there. So keep that in mind. Also, don't forget the giveaway. You could enter for a chance to win a Channel Master Stream Plus DVR and media device, Smart Antenna Plus antenna, and a $100 Hulu gift card. Multiple ways to enter that. Link in the show notes down below if you'd like to enter for a chance to giveaway. You don't have to do all the ways to enter, but the more you do, the more chances you get to win. So a special thank you to everybody who's been here all week. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. I know there's a lot of you out there. I really appreciate your support. It's a huge help. So if you're new here or you haven't subscribed, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost cable TV, as you let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. So a huge thank you. Thank you for your support. I'll see you tomorrow. I guess that's my cue that I've been talking too long. Have a great weekend, everybody.